Welcome back to a commentary channel. My name is Jem and I'm going to continue to plug this book. As an author of over 25 books, this one's specifically special because it's automatic writing, and I channeled this from 2003 to 2015. If you got the one from Exhibit, I'm sorry. One, you paid way too much. Two, you don't have the extra material from 2015. This is available from Amazon quite cheaply, and the alternative is an ebook. And also, I wanted to say, what did I want to say? Oh, it's gone out of my head. Oh, yes. The topic that I'm going to talk about is very controversial because you'll see. All right, the subject is violent crimes. So, on the 28th of the 2nd, 2005, exactly, well, not exactly, but 2 decades ago, I channeled this. Welcome, Jem. Violence is a game which elicits an emotional response from horror to fear to pain. The game is an illusion. Killing of others is to destroy the pieces. In other words, to kill another is to destroy the creation of another being. If we realize there exists no separation and all is one, we can laugh at the murder. It exists only in imagination. You created crime as an expression of hate. When a crime occurs, it is hate, and it also reinforces the myth of sin. For the world to maintain balance, there is good versus bad. Crimes are part of the bad force which is needed for Earth to exist. When a violent crime happens, you are creating fear and public outrage, and you also create the opposing force, which are police, law, and judgments. These creations are balanced. Without one, the other cannot be. Crime is a vital part of the game of life. Without crime, man would not know love. Crime occurs in war too. Is it not a crime to murder? In war, murder occurs on a mass level, yet you justify that as war. This is part of the paradox, Jem. War is justified as good if it is to control aggressive nations or nations who are capable of genocide. Yet, war is murder. The law states it is a sin to kill, but allows a war. It allows atrocities in war. Let me reread that. The law states it is a sin to kill, but allows a war. The law states it is a sin to commit violence, but it allows atrocities in war. The law upholds the right to be safe, yet a war takes away safety. The law allows freedom of speech, but in war, speech becomes propaganda. The law prosecutes those who commit violent acts, but honors them in war. The law forbids the wrongful use of weapons, but weapons are tools of war. The law aims for peace and prosecutes anyone who disturbs it or acts in a hostile manner. Yet war is hostile. So, can you see how it is? No wonder it is confusing for man. There are no black and white boundaries set. Crime is also about trust, power, and control. In your game, there is crime, another created horror. To kill, to rape, to abuse, to hurt is really because of the lack of love. Lack of love for oneself. We will pause for now and later discuss rape. So, this one's a hard one, a very touchy subject. It's sexual crimes, rape, and child. And I channeled on the 2nd of the 3rd, 2005. So exactly a month later, I channeled. And we won't get into all of it because it goes on and on. It says, "Welcome, Jem. Sexual crimes are different to killing. These crimes are based on perverted lust. Killing is to destroy. Sex is union. That is important. Some sexual crimes do invoke violence and death because of anger. The perpetrator blames the victim for inciting the sex. When a rapist rapes, it is because he feels this is the way he has that person. He, in his mind, has reasoned his victim wants the sex, even if the victim defends themselves. The blame is on the victim for causing the reaction in the perpetrator. All humans desire physical contact. All men lust." Now the public are outraged by some of the types of sex crimes and fail to see sex is the physical connection craved. In the human body, glands were developed to elicit sexual hormones. These hormones make you want sex. In the crime, the same hormones are released by their object of desire. They cannot logically cease feeling this desire. It inflames them, and the urge to physically connect is overbearing, and they give into this. Now, your psychology believes that rape is about power over the victim, but this is wrong. The rapist has lost power by giving in to the sex. That is why the blame is put on the victim. He tries to control the urge to commit sexual act, but the lust is too much. He has no power anymore to stop it, and so he rapes because he needs release. Regarding rape of old women, psychology believes this is anger at mother, but it is not. The rapist often acted as a child in an inappropriate way with his mother. She may not have been perceptive that her son wanted her in a sexual way, but because this never happened, elderly women become the rapist's turn on. Now, we're getting to something that's very hard because I was abused as a child and throughout my adulthood. So, regarding incest and pedophilia, these misguided humans believe they are loving the child. They are unable to connect to a sexually mature woman. The woman demands satisfactions. She makes him nervous. The child trusts. The child is innocent and free of baggage too. The child is beautiful. Fathers who violate daughters also blame the girl. She is seen as the seducer. It may be because of the daughter's affection that twists a father, but the main reason is because, in a way, she is his wife. She, like his wife, is his. In other words, the father sees the wife in the daughter, but the daughter is younger, nicer, less complicated, and less sexually demanding. He wishes he could have her love forever because he feels she belongs to him. The father does not see it as wrong to have sex because sex is an expression of his devotion to her. If it is shown to him as wrong, the girl is the one at fault for simply being his loving daughter. This is hard for you, Jem, because you are an incest survivor, but your father felt he owned you. In his drunken mind, you were his to do with as he pleased. Regarding young boys who are victims of sex crimes, this is very much a crime when the perpetrator has feelings of homosexuality but fears another man. He is frightened by a mature man's reaction to his lust. And once again, the boy is innocent and free of the mature man's baggage. Now your morals believe these crimes are evil. Remember, evil is created. Sexual crimes are part of the creation. You learned through radical forgiveness that these souls did it out of love. It is hard to accept that incest or rape is love, but indeed you did choose that experience and you did agree with others to have evil in your gain. In the real reality, there are no evil acts. Murder and other violent crimes occur on earth to teach all about love. Whilst you feel disgust and revulsion over what happened, remember you are a creator and this was an experience you wanted. You now ask why you created such revolting creations, but you judge that as a human. You see anger, you see violence and bloodshed, and you are disgusted and find it hurtful and evil. You cannot understand why this is. You know about opposing forces and understand that you have to experience its opposite. Otherwise, how would you know or feel something? And then I've asked, why did we have to build Earth? So let's just continue a little bit longer. This is hard for us to explain to you with the limited words you have. The creation of Earth was only meant as a fun game, but the veils of real reality were drawn to shut us out, and the longer the game went on, the more closed off we are. The game has become too real for all because they can perceive it even when someone like you connects to all that is, it is still not real. Earth is the reality you know. Earth is so strong, it has completely hidden all that is. Earth has disconnected you. Earth has been a game for so long that its illusion has become solid. We are there. We are here. We are all around you, but you do not perceive us. Time is nothing, but you do not understand. Matter is a creation, but it feels solid. It feels real. Everything is an illusion, but your own senses have tricked you. Your own emotions have lied to you. You feel separate and you are whole, but you do not experience this. You are not separate, not really there as Jem. And just before, and I'm going to end it there, it goes on and on. In no way does this book condone evil acts, even though it goes on further in my book to describe that evil is a creation. It does not, it says that even though evil is a creation, we do not condone evil acts. We're just explaining that evil is part of opposite and opposing forces. So a bit like Daoism, if you like dark or black, dark is the absence of light. Evil is the absence of love. Hate is the absence of love. Anger is the absence of love. Pride is the absence of humbleness. And they're all creations, because in real reality, all that exists is divine love that never judges and doesn't send us to hell. When we die, there's infinite things we can do. We can either reincarnate, we can either be a guide for another soul, or we can go and play different games, or we can just return to the source of love. This love is unconditional. Thank you for watching. If you've stayed this long, I won't be on tomorrow, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend with love, light and blessings. And remember, cherish every moment and take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.